If you're thinking of moving to Cochrane, this video is for you. We break down why you may not want to move to Cochrane.
In Cochrane, the winters are like having two seasons in one. Now, in Cochrane, we do get chilly, we get dry in the winter, but we do have these things called Chinook winds that come. Now, the Chinook winds can change the temperature by going up 20 degrees within only an hour. These can last hours or even days, and we on average see about 30 to 35 days of Chinooks in Cochrane. Now, warm weather after a cold spell, who doesn't seem to like that? Well, there is some chances that it's not always that pleasant. One thing with Chinooks that people will find is those who are suffering from migraines may find that their migraines actually act up during these Chinook winds. The other thing about Chinook winds is it is a wind, so it is going to make the area more windier. Now, when we look on Windy app, it is showing us how windy Cochrane actually is. Now, what you have to consider, though, is Cochrane is surrounded by the rolling hills and big prairies, and it's right by the Rocky Mountains. So that, too, will actually add to the wind. But if we're going to follow along on the Windy app, we can actually check to see how much wind that actually will be. We're seeing here that the windiest month of the year is usually in December, and the average speed of wind is about 13 kilometers per hour. And the calmest month is in August, with an average speed of about 10 kilometers per hour. But from early October to June, you'll usually see only about an 8 kilometer per hour wind. So the humidity level in Cochrane. Now, if you're moving from the West Coast, you're definitely going to notice this, that it is a lot more drier out here. And a lot of times that what you'll find you'll have to do is purchasing a humidifier for in the home. The month that seems to have the most rain here is in June. And then if we're going to look, the other thing to know is snow. So snow usually comes in about mid-October and it lasts till about April. And sometimes we can even see it fall in May. Now, the snowiest month on average is in March. Now, the other weather to be concerned about is hail. So hail season in Alberta typically runs from June to September. And so it's always good to make sure that you check with your vehicle and your home insurance to just make sure that you're covered.
Cochrane schools are experiencing overcrowding. So approval of new schools in Cochrane has not kept pace with the growth of Cochrane. The overcrowding will vary between each school, so some will be over 100% capacity, some will be under 100% capacity. The good news is that the provincial government just announced a new K-8 school coming to Cochrane that will be built. So that's great. But the good thing about the town of Cochrane is that they've actually created a templated email. So if schools is a major concern for you, check the link below. You can send off a templated email to the local provincial government requesting for more schools and showing your support behind that. And that's the end of my political rant.
Okay, so in Cochrane, their healthcare there is definitely in need of some service. We're needing more doctors, and as well, we're asking that the urgent care becomes 24/7, just so that the locals don't have to travel outside of Cochrane, later on at night to seek medical care.
Now, the local transit may also be another reason why you don't want to move to Cochrane. Now, while it does have transit, the transit only runs Monday to Saturday. It does not run Sunday. And when it does run Sunday, it runs from 9 till 3 p.m. So not ideal hours. And during Monday to Friday, it runs about 5:45 to 8 p.m. at night. Now, Airdrie Transit Colt does have a kind of like an Uber type transit system where you can call and book a time. It's at designated stops that you're going to pick it up. And again, it's at to limited times and limited days. And they also offer in Cochrane transit to Calgary, but again, it's limited. It's Monday to Friday. If you work shift work, so say you work afternoon to evenings, it probably is not going to work for you. So if you absolutely need transit, Cochrane might not be the place you want to move to.
Cochrane doesn't have much of a club scene here. It has a charming small town, so of course you're going to find great ways to socialize with different events and different pubs and brew houses here, but you're just not going to be able to find that club scene. So you'll have to travel into Calgary if you are wanting that kind of experience.
So Cochrane is a small town, but it is very car-centric. So you may not want to move to Cochrane if you plan on move. So you may not want to move to Cochrane if you want to walk everywhere within your community. So the way Cochrane is it's down the main area, and the older district is kind of down in the valley. Now they've been building Cochrane up on the hills on all sides. So if you're living up on one of those hills, you typically need to have a vehicle to really get around Cochrane. So even though it's a small town, it's not quite a small town that you can walk anywhere.
Thanks for watching. And if you like what you're seeing, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be notified when we release our new videos.
Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, we're always happy to chat. See you around town.